Is that the beginning of it? The
right?
two commissions on reforming the Constitution of Barbados and Parliament have submitted their reports to ministers, and Barbadians will have the opportunity to review their recommendations this month, with a final decision on the report anticipated by January. Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced on Friday. And so this was announced at the lighting ceremony, Mr. Murray.
Right.
And
That's right. I heard
right.
it.
The announcement came as she addressed the annual lighting of Hera Square and Parliament buildings in a ceremony sponsored by Sagicor. The Constitutional Reform Commission's report has been submitted to President Dame Sandra Mason and the Prime Minister's office, said Motley. The Cabinet has agreed that both the Constitutional and Parliamentary Reform Commission reports will be made available to the public digitally and in print throughout November, with public discussions and input on the reports expected to follow promptly. If we could go up a little bit so I can continue reading. Okay, I'm not moving. I can think of no better occupation during the month of November as we re-engage, as we reignite, as we reimagine for us to review the recommendation of those two reports. The third committee, chaired by the former cabinet secretary Cecile Humphrey, on the
Right.
national
Right.
emblems of our country, will also be engaging with the Barbadian public in this month of November, the Prime Minister said. So listen carefully. They are going to talk about our emblems, the national emblems. What does that mean? We don't know. So on this first day of November, as we agree to move forward in light with purpose, we must have the conversation that will cause us to see whether the parliamentary reform for the first time in 53 years is absolutely necessary as recommended by that commission, and similarly, whether the Constitution of Barbados that was settled by the Right Excellent Errol Walter Barrow upon the settlement of independence in the Parliament of the day, whether we are prepared to now have a new constitution under the Republic of Barbados. How many years now? Is it 3 years now, Mr. Murray, that we're
Ja- ja-
Republic?
yeah, that's right. That's right. But
Motley and
what? Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead. And then I'll ask my question at the end. Go
At
ahead.
the end, Motley encouraged Barbadians to come out and engage in discussion around the reports, given their importance to the country going forward. She said, I look forward to Barbadians embracing the opportunity for rigorous discussion, for sharing views, and ultimately, when all that is done, then the Cabinet of Barbados will reflect upon the reports and the consultations, and the decisions to governments will come early next year. Okay?
Yeah.
And she said, I look forward. Motley also urged Barbadians to dedicate the month of independence to passing down Barbadian culture and traditions to the younger generations, warning that without this effort, young people may miss out on understanding the unique beauty of the Barbadian heritage. Well, she understands that. This is why we needed to know. You needed to explain to us what kind of republic this is. Let us all remember to share the stories of our upbringing and so on and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you,
But yeah,
Dave.
my question, the announcement about the third committee's work about the symbols, she said that committee is going to be engaging the Barbarian public. She never said that that report will be published. And then you can say it said it'll be engaging. Because I'm very weary and suspicious of these public engagements because I did them all mostly like if they're managed by government, like the Paris speaks, where it is controlled and contrived and is suppressed, etc. If I do not think if for these committees, government should not be people, there should be persons for the commission or there should be other person other than government explaining or answering questions of these reports. Because first of all, they're not the authors of it. They don't know it as well. But I think it should be a free-ranging discussion where the process and discussion is not managed and controlled by persons who want to have the dialogue go in a particular direction to come to a particular conclusion. It should be free, and an apolitical person should chair those meetings, those engagements with the public, and manage it in a proper, professional, respectful manner. and fair to all the citizens, and not a managed, controlled where you are getting you're starting from a contrived position, a decided position, and you work backwards to what you want to hear and say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad for this move. I welcome it. Long last, thanks for small mercies that we get in documents. That I like documents that I can write up, underline, dog ear, turn back, right? In a way that you can't do when you're online. So I look forward to being done and done well and make it affordable for the public to buy copies for themselves. Because these are going to be historic documents also.
Yes, yes, yes. Very, very, very important. I think, and I think people are a little nervous about these emblems. What do they mean? You know, when they talk about they're going to be reviewing the emblems. You know,
No.
you wonder what is this all about? You know, so we
What
will
what what what
witness
what
it.
what I'm afraid of, and it came up also when she talked about in the education how they're going to be resorted. Was this Ubuntu? It is Ubuntu or this African is African philosophy that barely says that we are all together in humanity. You are me, are all together. As I tell you, Ubuntu is practiced in certain African countries. It might have uh, right, but and it was said by the chief education officer that this that the education process is going to be decolonized and deconstructed, reconstructed, and eradicate the colonial and there people were now getting stories in local stories and their heroes as put up by the heroes. What I'm saying, what I'm worried about is these people who are about who will write the stories.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be very carefully. My favorite should not be given chance to make money, write stories to make money. It should be open to the public. It should be very selective because you're gonna be conditioning the minds and the knowledge of generations to come. And there is no real benefit in the same way that we will find or we found objection to some of the so-called colonial things. Because let me say, Marcy, I don't get obsessed with colonialism because um, I would like to remember Barbados that cricket cricket is a product of colonialism too.
Correct.
Will we eradicate cricket? I mean, we took it and turned it into our own, like we've done it
It's
other
part
parts.
of our history. It's part of the
Precisely.
history.
But now we're supposed to be getting our heroes, writing our history from whose perspective, from whose part. Well, we have to be very, very careful that we don't just fall into that trap where the narrative is contrived and controlled and decided for the betterment of society, where a narrow group, an elitist group, rather than for the general society, will have an input into it.
Yes. Well, Mr. Murray, I tell you, I think people are really charged up about this. But let us play. We have this song that Dave has put together with all of the independence activities. So
Great.
Dave could just play that for us now. No. Yes, yes. I think that he's working on something at the moment there. Okay.
Great, great,
But
great.
folks, can I just say, yeah, Mr. Murray, you were saying something? Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go. I look forward to hearing the music because the
Okay.
music is an essential part of Barbadiana.
Yes, 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 yes.
My country to me is a sense of feeling free and having the right to speak your mind out. That is my country to me. It is the air I breathe. I'm so proud to be born here, and the love and beauty that surround us. We share it day by day. That is my country to me. I will not look down. I will always keep my head up high and share with pride and industry. And people will always respect what Barbados brings to me. loving each other. That is my country to me. It is the air I breathe. I'm so proud to be born here, and the love and beauty that surround us. We share it day by day. That is my country to me.
Ah,
Very good.
wonderful. You love it.
Yeah, can I congratulate the DLP for coming up with a program of activities, structured program, well in advance that people can know about. Uh, all I know, as far as I know, we have not heard that government announcement or any activities where the parade will be held. So they're beating the government here, and the government really should really be ashamed of themselves that they can allow themselves to be beaten when they are in the driver's seat. They're set a national program. And they remind me that I do not have any great promotion to the lighting ceremony and other events for community independence I used to be to pass. And that's what the DLP has done, or what Dave has done for the DLP, used to be routinely done by GIS and send out to promote the feeling and the activities to promote the whole subject of Barbadians celebrating Barbados as a nation. So well done, DLP, and I hope they're successful. At least we don't have to worry now about. We have to wait to see what will happen for Republic, if or anything at all.
And we, as you mentioned, DLP, we had announced that Mr. Thorne is going to be coming on, and well, while you saw me back and forth and on my phone, he got in. I didn't see the whole message, but he got in this evening from that wonderful meeting they had, and he is just not feeling 100%. And
Fair
I
enough.
heard he had a little fender bender too,
Wow.
as well. So please, we ask you. He's asking for our understanding. He's not able to come on, so we're just apologizing on his behalf tonight that he's not able to come on, right? So Mr. Thorne is not going to be able to be on tonight. We announced that. And so, let's allow him to rest. I know that he's doing quite a lot. And
Good.
so we just want to make sure that he's resting up.
But
And yes,
I don't know what else who else you have on the program, what else you have in mind.
yes.
But if not, we could talk some more about independence and from your
Yeah, we
perspective.
could, and I'm going to tie it all in. But I want to talk about this meeting here, Mr. Murray,
Okay.
tonight. I know in the week that you had sent me, you actually had
Okay.
sent me something.
Okay. Go ahead. I understand.
Yes, you sent me something in the week about St. Philip North
Right.
and
Right.
about Mr. Lashley, Michael
All the
Lashley,
confusion. Yeah.
and that they're claiming that there's confusion. But what I do know is that, let me just say, I'm in St. Philip, and one of the great things that happened with my children, they went to Bailey's, and Mr. Murray, they would come home all the time and they would talk to me about Minister Lashley and what the work he was doing at their school in Bailey's. And so my what I know of Mr. Lashley, Michael Lashley, is that he's a very good MP. The people, he works. We have the lighting. The whole of King George V Park is lit up, and you go in there and you just get lost in this world there. It's just beautiful what he would do during the time when he was MP in St. Philip North. And I just want to say that when I heard, what was going on, I tried to, what they were alleging was happening. So I did my own research. I always like to do that. I'm not going to just follow what I hear on WhatsApp. And I had the opportunity. I think there's an echo coming from your mic. So I'm going to turn off your mic a little bit. Right. I had the opportunity to speak with the chairman for the chairperson for the branch. She's a young lady. And I don't know if Dave has her picture there to put up. We're going to put up the picture at some point. But there's a young lady, Janine Butcher, and very young, and she's from the Young Dems. And believe it or not, she is the chairperson there and has worked with Mr. Lashley for so many years. I mean, she's been one of those that have been on the ground working with him in the community, in the constituency. And so I know that she wrote to Mr. Lashley and invited him to be a speaker because that's a constituency that he normally runs in. I mean, they haven't chosen the candidates as yet for the different areas. I think that's what I'm getting to understand, or they haven't been announced. But Janine Butcher, this is her second meeting that she's had in that constituency. And I have the letter right in front of me here that was written to Mr. Michael Lashley to invite him to be a speaker at the meeting. Not just him, but Miss McLean was invited. And if you look in the picture, you will see Miss McLean. Miss McLean was there as well. Kimar was a speaker. Paul Gibson was a speaker. Senator Ryan Walters was a speaker, and they all responded in the affirmative, and they spoke there tonight. They were all there tonight, okay? And I know the the political leader of the Democratic Labour Party was also there, and they had a beautiful meeting. But Mr. Michael Lashley, from my research, did not respond. And that's unfortunate because, the people love him in St. Michael North. St. Philip North, and I'm not sure why he did not respond to that. Now, there's also I checked into another thing, Mr. Murray, because I was told that, and I saw it in the newspaper as well, actually. I saw it in the newspaper on Saturday, where it is being said that Mr. Lashley, well, the chairperson was told not to put Mr. Lashley to speak in the constituency. Isn't that interesting? Because if that was really the order that she would have gotten, we have the letter here inviting him to speak. And all of the speakers got the same letter.
I think it would be useful if you were to read some of the letter,
Okay,
just for the public, right? So let us hear
yeah.
what the letter said to him.
Yes, hold a second, please. Let me find that. Let me find the letter and read the letter. It's right here in my phone. Thank you for that. October. So let me just show it here. I don't. Yes, I took the. So this is the letter that's there. Okay,
Right.
that's the letter. Okay, that's the letter.
Good.
And it says here, St. Philip North Branch, and Chairman Janine Butcher, and it has all, very well done. It's a young woman in her 20s, very good, very professional. Uh, and it says October 17, 2024, there, Mr. Lashley, KC, first vice president, she addresses him. The St. Philip North, I'm going to turn off your mic again because there's a echo coming in. The St. Philip North executive invite you to be a speaker at our branch meeting on Sunday, November 3rd. That's today, right? The location will be in St. Philip North, but has not been finalized as yet. We do look forward to having you. So this same letter, I see the letter was sent to, I have copies of the letter that was sent to Kimar Stewart and the same letter. They just changed the name there, and everybody else responded except him, right? So I just want to say, and yes, I see Ms. Corbin is saying um, that the meeting was excellent, that they were there and they dealt with national issues. What's great about this situation is I love the fact that Janine honored Mr. Lashley in inviting him. And I know she's also sent me other messages where she's been trying to reach out to Mr. Lashley, and so on. And she, I mean, it'll be interesting to know why Mr. Lashley did not attend, because my understanding, based on the research that I have done, that no one has said that Mr. Lashley cannot speak on the platform. So Mr. Lashley would have to, I suspect, if that's something that's gone to the newspaper, he would need to bring the proof that he was not, that he the advice is that he's not to speak, because here it is, the chairman of the branch, is sent out this letter to him, and also have WhatsApp messages. He asks, where is it going to be held? So it's not that. Don't say that he didn't receive it, because the follow up is there with the WhatsApp messages. Where is it going to be held? And she says, we are working on the venue, etc., etc. Okay. So I think that, as I said, I like to, Mr. Murray, I let me open your mic if you have anything to say before. Dave, if you could put up some of the pictures again, please. But mhm.
Thank you for putting it in that context, and for also giving us an update on the what transpired, how the tone and tenor of the meeting today. Because given what had been circulated in the social media about the threats and the confusion, etc., change of venue, it is clear. I think what we are really seeing is evidence of what is so easily done in social media, the misinformation, disinformation, where all kinds of people could. And I think that obviously, I think too, there's some residual bad blood still circulating in BLP circles, or Mr. Thorne's tenure as leader of the opposition, and political leader of the party. And those things are still working through the process of being worked out. I don't know what the outcome will be or when it will be, but it's clear uh, that something is going on still beneath the surface. That's to be expected, because people, especially with long held affiliations and beliefs to a party, do not leave it so easily and so completely. So that's right out, so wipe their hands out there. There's always some attempt to keep in contact or probably influence, etc., etc. And it's a competitive situation. Therefore, I'm sure there's some people who uh, have been overshadowed by Mr. Thorne's arrival, who still have their own political ambitions, their dreams, and they're probably still working to get things. I understand that there's several people trying to work at the canvas St. John for the DLP. So,
Well, I
but
mean,
that's
I'm
democracy.
sure in every party you're going to have right now. I'm sure that
That's it.
there are several, probably two or three candidates who want to run for St. Lucie. It's part of the game, isn't it?
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, and then
That's the
you
way it
get the
should be.
best person. That's how you get
Yeah.
the best person,
But
right?
unfortunately, in the Barbadian brand of politics, and it happened within the BLP, and I know to have also within the DLP, that these personal contests between the candidates very often leave very bad feelings that last for years or forever, because they get very intense and very personal and very mean, and all kinds of things are said and done, and that muddies the water, and therefore makes it even more difficult for reconciliations and healings and cooperation and collaboration in the future, because it's highly intense, highly personal. Egos are involved, and not everybody's able to push their ego aside and move on with the major goal of doing it for the party, for the people.
Yes, yes. I'm glad Rose Corbin was there, I know Rose Corbin would tell it as it is. She said it was an excellent session. It was an educational meeting which dealt with national issues, right? And so that's great. But there's you know, I think one has to. I saw in the newspaper that Mr. Lashley said that he will be speaking at a later time, but I wonder sometimes. This is just me wondering if we don't have that. If we don't have the same BLP, pulling the strings in the back. Why I say that is that I remember that one of the things that was said coming out of some other research that I did was that the BLP said that the only seat the DLP will ever win is St. Philip North. Think about it. The only seat, and Mr. I'm telling you, if I'm going to say something on here, I'm telling you that it's something that would have, at least that I believe I'm speaking the truth, because I would have done my little research on that. Okay, so my understanding is that the BLP is saying the only seat that the DLP could ever win, right, it would have been St. Philip North. Is there no wonder why this is happening? Think about it. The Prime Minister put Michael Lashley on that crime committee. Okay. However, there was also, so he's on the committee, he's the first vice president. But there was also a request for the DLP to be on the committee. Is Michael Lashley not also part of the DLP? Why would he's the first vice president? One would think that would suffice, that he is already, okay, he's already on this crime commission. Okay, it's not called a crime commission, but that team that they've put together with private business and lawyers and everybody on this team.
It's called the Citizen Advisory Council on crime. Citizen Advisory
Council on crime. And so he was asked by the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister singled him out and made mention that he was there. So he was there by the Prime Minister. Okay.
Yeah, but do you know this is before, during, or after an official approach would have been made to the DLP to name its representative? Did they come after or before, or what? Any idea?
It was during, because you saw when the public knew, when the public knew, that's when we saw everybody. So it wasn't the case that the DLP did not want to go on want to be part of this civil society something. I don't have the name.
I think it's advisory council.
Advisory council. Let me write it because I keep forgetting. Okay. They were asked my understanding, and I can be corrected if I'm speaking out of term, but my remembrance of it was a simultaneous thing that was done.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I'm saying, no, I'm not here trying to say the DLP is losing sleep over Michael Lashley. Okay, I'm not saying that, and I'm not here to put down Michael Lashley. As I started out the whole thing, I said that I live in St. Philip, and I can attest that Michael Lashley is an excellent MP. The PM knows that. Okay, the BLP knows that. This is one good person that the DLP has. Is it possible that the BLP is creating, being part of what you see here? Is it that Michael Lashley has aspirations to use his talents other places, and is this an excuse? Is there an excuse being created to create a fuss? Because when you look at the documentation, when you look at the WhatsApp messages, when you look at how hard this chairman tries to get Michael Lashley involved, one has to ask the question, why? Why? I don't know. The only person who can answer will be Michael Lashley. Why is this happening? And if it is that you want to go somewhere else, that's fine. Mr. Thorne went somewhere else, but don't create. Is it that you're creating an issue when there is none?
But that apart, for those who are still, I am still disappointed that there's so much Thorne and confusion still surrounding the DLP and its future. But for those who might in the BLP who might be relishing and laughing, or even stoking it and encouraging it, at some point in the future, I can give you a rundown of what happened in 2010 after Mayor Morley was dethroned as opposition leader. How it did not all come out in public, but there were some interesting things and fascinating things that went on behind the scenes. So it is never easy. It's not that that happened, and they washed their hands, said, okay, sat back and wait until the term to come. No, no, no. It was turmoil and
Yeah.
intrigue and all kind of sulking and all kind of going on the sidelines until Mr. Arthur reached out to her and asked her to come and present the
Yeah.
estimates and a budget. So, in other words, their hands are no cleaner